Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something wild. How a bizarre internet meme blew up into a massive socio-political controversy. We're unpacking a fascinating case study here. It started out as just a digital joke, but it escalated super fast, pulling in national intelligence agencies, alleged state crackdowns, and a massive online movement. So let's jump right into the timeline and the underlying issues presented in our source material.
So you gotta wonder, how exactly did a joke about cockroaches become an alleged national security threat? It's a great question, right? It really forces us to look at the intersection of internet culture, youth unemployment, and extreme political backlash. Based on our analysis, what looks like just another silly social media page actually struck a very deep nerve in a society dealing with some heavy real-world frustrations. Let's look at how we got here.
Section 1. The Supreme Court Spark.
The whole thing kicked off on May 15, 2026. This was during a Supreme Court hearing about the severe controversies around the NEET exam paper leaks. And keep in mind, India was also grappling with rising inflation and widespread youth unemployment at the time. Well, according to the source, during that hearing, the Chief Justice of India made a highly controversial statement. He referred to certain youngsters as parasites in society and compared them to cockroaches who don't get jobs and just start attacking the media and the system. Now, a clarification was issued the very next day, saying he was actually talking about people with fake degrees infiltrating professions. But the damage was kind of done. Those specific words had already ignited widespread outrage among young people who were already feeling super marginalized and frustrated by joblessness.
Section 2. Birth of a Joke Party.
Literally the next day, May 16th, all that simmering frustration found a really unexpected outlet. An Indian student based in Boston named Abhijit Tipke tweeted a sarcastic response. He basically said, "What if all cockroaches come together?" And boom, the Cockroach Party, or CJP, was born. Now this movement was purely satirical, which is totally obvious when you look at their membership criteria. Are you lazy? Are you online for hours? Do you identify as a cockroach? These three ridiculous steps prove it was just conceived as a passing internet joke. Your religion, caste, gender, none of that mattered. If you met the joke criteria, you were in.
But then the joke completely exploded. According to the source material, within just days, the account saw unprecedented organic growth. We are talking about rapidly accumulating an astonishing 22 million Instagram followers. It essentially became what's likely the fastest organically growing social media account in history. It even outpaced the follower counts of major officially registered political parties in India. People were making AI songs, dressing up in costumes, and just leaning all the way into the joke.
Section 3. The Trojan Horse.
So why did this resonate so deeply? Well, it wasn't just about the laughs. The analysis suggests the CJP actually acted as a Trojan horse for genuine political grievances. They managed to capture the real pain of a generation dealing with daily exam leaks and a system that just didn't seem to be listening. They dropped a 5-point manifesto that hid highly serious demands for systemic reform right behind all that internet humor. For instance, demanding no Rajya Sabha seats for retiring chief justices, that directly points to concerns over judicial independence. Demanding the arrest of the chief election commissioner over deleted votes highlights election integrity. The other points tackled equal representation, media monopolies, and putting a 20-year ban on politicians switching parties to curb political corruption. So the substance behind the joke was heavily scrutinized and actually widely supported.
And this is exactly where the movement shifted from a simple meme into what was perceived as a political threat. The CJP started a real petition demanding the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan over the NEET leaks. The source highlights the staggering fact. A post about this petition pulled in over 1 crore. That's 10 million views in just a single hour. It provided this massive centralized platform for millions of frustrated students to demand actual accountability.
Section 4. The System Strikes Back.
Now, the response to this online petition was swift and allegedly highly aggressive. The sheer speed of the censorship was staggering. Just 5 days after the page was created on May 16th, the CJP's Twitter account was completely blocked in India on May 21st. The stated reason? Intelligence Bureau inputs reportedly labeled this meme account a national security threat. And it didn't stop there. By May 23rd, backup accounts were heavily targeted. Their Instagram page faced intense hacking attempts, locking them out, and their website was taken down.
The explainer points out a pretty stark irony here. On one hand, you have actual systemic issues, paper leaks ruining careers, alleged election fraud, massive corruption, which seemingly don't trigger national security alarms. But on the other hand, you have a satirical internet meme page where people are literally calling themselves cockroaches, and this is what allegedly triggers the Intelligence Bureau?
And the crackdown wasn't just digital either. The analysis details some severe allegations of personal intimidation against the founder, Abhijit. His personal WhatsApp number was publicly leaked. He allegedly got direct messages offering him money or even a position in the ruling BJP just to shut the account down. When that didn't work, those messages reportedly turned into direct death threats, warning that he could be killed even in America. And on top of all that, the source claims these threats extended to physical intimidation, with individuals allegedly showing up at his family's home back in Maharashtra.
Section 5. The defamation campaign.
When the threats and account bans allegedly failed to silence the movement, the source claims a highly coordinated defamation campaign was launched to discredit the entire party. First up with political accusations. Abhijit was labeled a secret agent for the opposition Aam Aadmi Party, or AAP. But the analysis debunks these claims of a covert political operation by pointing out that his past political work was completely public. He openly worked for AP from 2020 to 2023 because he liked their health and education models. And get this, he literally tagged his personal profile in the CJP page's bio. The source argues, pretty logically, that if this were some secret deep state operation, they definitely wouldn't use someone with such a publicly traceable political history.
Furthermore, back-end analytics shared by the founder really refute the viral conspiracy theories being spread by political figures and IT cells. They had alleged that the account's massive growth was just due to Pakistani bots, claiming 49% of followers were from Pakistan. But the actual data shows that over 94% of the CJP followers are from India. So the source emphasizes that these claims of massive bot networks were completely unsubstantiated.
Section 6. A broader pattern. Now, according to the analysis, this crackdown on the Cockroach Party isn't an isolated incident. It's actually part of a recurring toolkit allegedly used to suppress dissent or organized questioning in the country. Opposition MPs are allegedly pressured by central agencies like the ED and CBI. Prominent activists like Sonam Borngchuk are labeled as foreign agents when protesting for local rights. Even 12th grade students raising their voices about exam irregularities on Twitter are allegedly branded as Pakistani agents. Interestingly enough, the original creator of our source material even noted their own videos exposing political hypocrisy were blocked in India. The source argues that the method remains consistently the same across the board.
So, the core thesis of this analysis really boils down to this. Deploying national intelligence and extreme censorship against a satirical meme page isn't exactly a show of strength. Rather, this kind of extreme reaction exposes a deep-seated vulnerability, desperation, and fear within the ruling government when it comes to the collective power of the youth.
Section 7. The power of decentralization.
So what happens next? What happens to a movement born out of a joke, but fueled by very real, very potent anger? Well, while the official accounts are battling blocks and restrictions, the analysis suggests the ultimate counter to centralized censorship is a completely decentralized movement adopted by the masses. Think about it. What if the 20 million people following the account just changed their own personal profile pictures to a cockroach and started posting the manifesto themselves? The source argues that when a movement becomes decentralized like that and is adopted by millions of people acting independently, the standard tools of censorship just completely fail.
When real grievances are masked by impenetrable internet humor, and when the masses adopt that humor as a shield, the dynamics of protest fundamentally change. We want to leave you with this final thought. If millions adopt the identity of a satirical movement, can centralized power ever truly silence it? Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and definitely keep questioning the world around you.